Hello everyone, this is Beastly Eel here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the series finale of Secret Invasion. So if you've not seen this episode, I highly recommend you pausing this video and watching it. Unless you don't care about spoilers, then welcome aboard. Um, there was a lot that's going on, but it's easily able to be explained, and we will go from there. So, how this episode starts actually is Fury trying to convince the president not to bomb Russia, and it doesn't seem to work. So Nick goes to Russia with the vial of the collected or the reserved. Nope, I can't even remember the name. That's awful. But anyway, all the DNA of all the Avengers during the battle of Endgame, and had all of the DNA taken. Um, and then the big thing too is, so as this is going on, he gets closer and closer into Russia and into the actual compound. He takes out a couple of guys that are guarding it and walks in. The problem is there's a bunch of radiation coming up, and so as he gets closer and closer to where I guess you would say the machine is to turn a scroll into a super scroll, the more powerful and strong the radiation actually is. So because of this, this continues on, and he's getting weaker and weaker as he goes into it deeper. Now, as this is going on, we actually have um, the head of SIS, the English spy network, calling Rhodes to tell him to get the president out of there, that Nick Fury is there to kill him. And Rhodes doesn't believe it 100%, but that's when things start to happen. Some of the guards start to disappear, and that's when Rhodes, who's actually a Skrull, starts to take the president upstairs. And as he's going upstairs and everything else, more and more guards are taken out little by little. So there's a big talk with Fury and Garrick once they get together, and it's a lot of back and forth between the two, although Fury's not talking much. Um, what kills me is the fact that we find more out about Garrick than I ever knew, mostly due to the fact that the skin that he takes is actually the skin that he uses from the first guy he killed, and he explains that the Fury and that's his fault. And then it turns out to be the fact that all of the like he blames Nick Fury for everything that's been going on. And the killer thing is the fact that he goes into this, right? And he's talking in detail about his past and everything else, and how it's Nick Fury's fault for everything, and that because of Nick Fury, he's going to eliminate all of the human race, and basically explaining to him that it's his own fault, and saying that because of all of this, right, because of everything that's happened, um, that he's going to kill everybody after he kills Fury, and he's going to eliminate everything of existence. And Nick Fury's basically like, here's the thing. Like, I will give this to you. I'll harvest. I will give you the harvest if you just leave the planet. I don't care what you do. Destroy another planet. I don't care. And he takes it. The Garrick takes the vial, checks it to make sure it's legit, and it is. It has. I can't say it has everyone's DNA, but it has definitely 90% of it, if not all of it. So he then uses the device and gives himself all of their power. Now the problem is he goes to beat up Fury, and when he goes to punch him, Fury grabs his fist and actually knocks Garrick out of the building. And it turns out that well, it wasn't Nick Fury at all. It was Gaia the entire time. So now she is a Super Skrull as well. And the two of them start to fight using all the different abilities of the Avengers. We see many, and there's some that I'm not 100% sure where they come from. So I don't know if it's like Loki, because there's the ice thing that throws me off. But who knows, to be honest with you. So the big thing is that all that happens, obviously, and it's a huge fight between the two of them. I mean, it goes into space for a little bit. They get smashed around into Russia, into the Russia power plant and everything else. And how it ends is very odd to me, because how it ends is Gaia blasts Garrick right through the chest with a photon blast, and supposedly that's enough to kill him. I'll go into more detail about that later. My thoughts on that. So then she goes downstairs to release everybody from their hold to try to have a better idea of what's to basically let everyone out before the bombs go off because she knows that there's a chance that the bomb could still land in Russia. And so now Nick Fury comes out of hiding in the hospital, and he and both the SIS leader have Colonel Rhodes in a gun lock, and the president has a gun on all of them because he's not sure who to believe. Because they're claiming that Rhodes is a Skrull, and the president's not sure who to believe. And Nick Fury is just saying that, can you just hold off the strike, postpone it, whatever. If I'm wrong, then you can eliminate Russia without a problem. So the Skrull Rhodes takes a gun from SIS, and Nick Fury shoots him in the head. It's revealed that he's a Skrull. The president calls off the strike, and that is how it ends for right that second. Nick Fury goes back home to his wife, and explains to her that he's leaving and he wants her to come with him, and she wants him to love her for her real self. And the president of the United States calls for a war on all Skrulls. And that's when vigilantes start going around killing people thinking that they're Skrulls. And then we have Gaia being contacted by SIS to join forces to stop the Skrull invasion and hopefully help both parties live peacefully on the planet. So Gaia agrees, and they get down to this new underground area, and there are bodies everywhere. Granted, they're all human, and that means obviously that there are Skrulls that have taken their place. So because of that, Gaia realizes she has a big old job to do. Um, Also, we have all the people who were released. So it turns out the guy from Black Panther is alive. We also have Colonel Rhodes, who is alive as well. And we don't know how long people have been in captivity. So it'll be very interesting to see what's the aftermath of this. So it ends with Nick Fury leaving the planet with his wife to deal with the Skrull and Kree peace treaty and seeing how that goes. And that's how it ends. There is no after credit scene whatsoever. And that's a huge difference than all the other shows. So it ends with basically the planet attacking each other because they think everyone's a Skrull. And it's going to be very interesting. So I'm very curious at where this is going to go and where this is going to lead for the future projects. But right now, Earth is kind of in shambles and has a 6 million Skrulls are on the planet, and we don't know who they are. And Nick Fury is left to go deal with the Kree, and we have no idea about anything else that is going on. So I'm very curious to see what happens there. But overall, I mean, the episode was good. I wasn't a huge fan of the fight scene, mostly due to the fact of how quick it was and how quickly it ended. I really wanted to see Garrick and her fight more, but I also don't think Garrick is actually dead. I mean, he was able to get shot in the face and heal. That blast should be enough to heal him. I mean, it might take him longer because it's radiation, but there still should be a chance that he's going to be alive and help out. You know, kind of not help out necessarily, but be back. Very curious to see if there's going to be another season potentially, because it's been told that it was a one-off, but the way it ends kind of shows that it's not. But that doesn't mean it's going to be another Secret Invasion season. It could potentially be a whole nother show altogether. So I'm very curious to see where it goes. This is leading right into the Marvels, which starts off with, I would imagine, Nick Fury being on Saber and dealing with the Kree, dealing with the Kree peace treaty and seeing how that goes. But for right now, that's everything we know right now. Let me know what you guys thought about this series in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you not? And why? And as always, if you like the content you see, please like and subscribe below. Other than that, this is going to be Beastly Eel signing out. Have a great night.